What are you doing? Hello and welcome to DIY EP Chat, where Jamie's already making everyone laugh. Jamie's talking at least. My name is Tom Choosewright. This is the usual crew, plus a very special guest on this episode of Damien Maguire. Welcome, Damien.
Hello.
Right, we're going to start off with the usual intros of what people have been up to since the last installment. Let's start over the Pennines with Jamie this time. What have you been up to?
Not a lot. Just done a bit with my
being molested by a dog.
my display. So some new updates to the Zombie Verter display. You can now
Nice.
sort of flip it, and you can pick which parameters and spot parameters it shows and hides on the actual display. So for people who've not got a 450H and that sort of thing, can hide the gear selection and stuff.
Talking of displays, you've also been working on my display, which now, thanks to Jamie, let's see if this will show, shows the... oh, come on, wake up. Yeah, it shows the Gothic logo.
That's cool.
When it comes on. So that's my Android Auto head unit that's going in my car.
Right.
So thank you, Jamie, for that. I completely failed to read and write the ROM.
It was
but
quite
Jamie
it was
managed
quite
in
a
about 5
task, that
seconds
one.
flat,
It
things.
had the image as a partition on the disc, and it was not something I'd want to tackle, so you're sticking with that image.
You wrestling with the dog while you're chatting is like something out of Monty Python.
And I'm trying to remain professional.
Stephen, what's going
Done some more.
Stephen, what's going on in
I've
Bromley?
finished.
What's going on in Bromley? So, not much. I've got my MOT due, so I need to fix my juddering issue. We were just talking about that earlier, to set my the sensitivity of my throttle pedal a little bit less. Hopefully that will solve that problem. I'm also working on a screen display that Jamie was working on last year that took him a couple of days to do, and it's taken me about 6 months, and I still haven't gotten anything to show for it. So I'm going to persevere though, and then just as I've gotten that to work, Jamie's going to tell me to move on to his version. So that's the inevitable thing that's going to happen.
Rob, what's going on in Bristol's red light district? Oh, with disco, apparently.
Well, it's been a busy week for me. MOT for the workhorse, or the petrol workhorse this week. So it's the only one of 2 cars that passed at the MOT centre that week. So that I take it as a win. I've been busy doing a rewire, getting all the loom built up. Mixed and poured about 3 tons of concrete yesterday, so I've now finally finished laying my foundations to my garage.
And tell people, did you go for a swim in the concrete?
No. I landed upside down in the concrete. That's why my hair is so awful. Trying to get the concrete out. And then today I've been working on basically modifying Jamie's LCD code to work on one of these little round screens. So
yeah.
So
which we'll come to later.
Yeah, and I've now managed to do what Jamie couldn't do. I managed to get it to work in VS Code and Platformino. So rather than having to do that thing where you got to edit the files in Arduino and make it work, so I managed to done that. So also managed to get my just for about an hour and a half ago, I managed to get the heater to finally work. My Volvo heater now draws about 75 amps and will make a very, very cold, a very, very slightly warm, hot air come out. So it should be enough to keep the car from to defrost the car, because it's not much point putting a big heater in the car, because being a soft top, it's a total loss system. You only drain the battery quicker. So I just want just enough heat just to melt the ice off of it. The rest of that is by a coat.
Having done 90% of my heater, I really, really ought to finish it. But yeah, still not got around to it. Well, Damien, what's been going on with you? A lot, as usual, I suspect.
Well, I guess if I keep it to the last week, I have mostly been working on hacking Jaguar iPace parts. So just today, actually got the iPace DC-DC converter working.
Nice.
And during earlier part of the week, I got the gear shifter to work. So don't know if I can drag this mess into the shot, but this is this is a very fancy PRND switch, which is ridiculously cheap at the minute and is CAN controlled. So you've only got to give it 12 volts ground and CAN, and it'll do all your gear changing for you.
Jamie's apparently just run off to find one on eBay.
He probably has, yeah. So that's what I've been doing in order to get my Volvo V50, which is my Model 3 drive unit testbed vehicle, driving. I won't say on the road, because it's not going to be on the road for a while, but it's going to be on the field fairly soon. So it's going to be fairly gently driven first, then I'm going to trash it. See what lets go.
Is that what we call a rotavator?
Yeah, it is. It's going to be a front wheel drive rotavator. I'm not going to be happy until that motor's at 16 grand. So that'll be. Johannes advised me either to, let's see, what did he say to me? He said either limit the field weakening or roll tape. So I'm going to roll tape. Because I'm all about clicks. Like it's just
the clickbait for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice. Well, if you can hear strange noises in the background, it's because I haven't done an awful lot this week because I've mostly been undoing the bodgery of professional builders in my house. But I've been working on trim for the finished car. These bits are from the back. Basically, plastics of a 25-year-old BMW are somewhat brittle, as you can tell from the amount of epoxy and stuff on the back of that. So I'm 3D printing replacement parts for that trim and computer-aided design, or cardboard-aided design in this case, for my mini battery box or mini pack battery box to go in the GT project. I've finally got that. It's really awkward moving around like 30, 40 kilo packs into the right arrangement to make sure that all your cables fit together and everything else and that you've got the right length in them. But I think I've got the pack laid out in a way that will fit, and I've mocked it up and it fits in the engine bay. So yeah, 32.5 kilowatt hours under the bonnet, which should be awesome, as long as the IS300H fits far back enough, which I think it does, looking at Andy's pictures from Open Inverter.
Should do.
So yeah, I mean, yes, that's a lot of weight, but as I've pointed out before, the iron block straight 6 in a Z3 weighs an awful lot with all its ancillaries, like 230 kilos, something like that. So it should just about work.
I reckon you can ballast out the back a lot if you wanted to. Anyway, worst comes to worst.
I've shifted the charger and stuff
what the charger's worth.
Although unfortunately, having switched to the MG charger, which weighs about the same as a button, it doesn't actually won't actually do that much. But some progress in spite of having to devote myself to DIY and actually earning some money for once. Right.
As I say, you could always put the spare wheel underneath the back of the car, like the old French cars.
That's where it lives. That's where it lives on a Z3.
Well, it's actually underneath.
Yeah.
I got everything under the bonnet of the Red Arrow, So there's nothing in the boot and nothing in the back seats, and the 300h in there. And it's very tail happy. Very tail happy.
You didn't know the solution, just ballast it out with a rear pack.
Yeah. Well, actually, it's a 16 or a 17 kilowatt hour Land Rover hybrid pack. So yeah, I could put another one in the back.
You mean one of these?
That's not that heavy, that pack, right? Like that pack wouldn't be as heavy as. Oh wow, got one to hand. That's incredible.
As Jamie
but
witnessed
if it's
morning,
a 16 kilowatt hour battery, and then Tom's one is a 32 kilowatt hour battery, assuming that they're similar-ish in terms of age, then Tom's one should be much more nose heavy. You'd imagine, no?
I mean,
which makes it even worse.
Current, as Jamie witnessed this morning, my current car is reasonably tail happy.
So is mine. As you found out last week.
So, am I the only one who went to effort of putting weight at the back of the car to balance it out?
No, I've got weight exactly over the rear axles.
Yeah, you've now got me thinking, do I just leave the fuel tank in and just fill it with sand?
Water. You could have a variable, you could have a pump. So you could pump the water from the front to the rear like a ship.
No. We'll go Concorde. Concorde did that, pump fuel to the front and the rear to balance it out when it went supersonic.
I'm only semi-kidding here. Like, do I keep the fuel tank in as ballast?
I just find everything. If it is a problem, just start moving as much stuff as you can in the back. I mean, see if it's a problem and then go from there. Because otherwise, you end up worrying about it the whole time and never doing anything.
But if it is a problem, it would be quite nice to have the fuel tank there that I can just dump stuff into. Anyway, I'm right. All I'm trying to say is I'm lazy and I can't be bothered to take the fuel tank out, so I might just leave it.
Just looking for a reason.
Mine came out with a grinder.
Yeah, but I mean, there's no. I know it goes out with a grinder.
Yeah, I took your tip for the E61. I used a saber saw to take it out right down the middle. That was pretty good.
Okay. Right. We didn't have a lot of news this month, unless anybody knows of any other news. I don't think there's anything major.
Well, we have the pay per mile news, which is what's happening in the UK. So that's something that's definitely worth discussing, because that could actually result in an incentive for the government to allow us to register our cars as electric cars.
Yeah,
because they'd get some money out of us, even if it is small.
You did see my joke. I bet within a day of that coming through, Jamie would get a V5 come back in the post.
Yeah, exactly.
Suddenly they want to acquiesce. I don't know, because it all comes down to how you measure it. Like, on a modern off-the-shelf EV, there's going to be 93 different ways to transmit that data to government and store it, share it in a fairly robust way. Whereas there's not in ours.
I would guess it's just going to be based on taking it every time you do an MOT, and you got to pay based on some sort of estimate.
That's not going to
work.
In which case, each of our cars will have done 3 miles in the last year.
Yours has, hasn't it?
It was on a trailer to Europe and then driven around Europe all year.
Well, with the brand new modern EVs, I expect that they dial home all the time anyway, don't they?
Yeah.
So they would know if they've got what's the right word for it? Those little CAN devices in them. The older EVs, sort of Nissan Leaf backwards, probably less so. And so I expect they do that, and eventually they do some sort of thing where everybody has to have some sort of dongle in their car to drive around. But that'd probably be
it'd be ridiculous.
2 decades away.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about government IT projects here. That could take a while.
Yeah.
You just put a mesh around the dongle.
I don't. There's too many jokes there. I mean, I know the tone is low on this podcast, but I'm worrying about lowering it even further now.
We're on his best behaviour. We've got a special guest.
When we get to Australia, we'll stop, okay?
Stop thinking. Yeah, that is interesting. Well, I mean, I guess it's a watching brief on that one. The EVA haven't responded to you yet, Jamie,
Nope,
have they?
I've prodded them quite a few
No.
times. I'm just going to have to corner
Yeah.
him at some point. He goes to a few events.
We need to find out what conference they're going to be at and go mob-handed. Right. What about... Okay, so the next thing I had on my list was, since we mentioned gauges and screens a few times, is gauges and screens, really. I drove my car for about 18... Well, I drove my car until I destroyed a battery pack without any sort of battery gauge. I think we've all got different solutions in our cars, pretty much. Stephen, you've got Jamie's little twiddly dialy display, haven't you?
No, I haven't implemented that. I just have the display that shows you the state of charge and stuff like that. And I just have the state of charge set as the fuel gauge as well. It's predominantly just, if my DC starts acting up, my battery light starts flashing. I've tried to have as much of the information at me as in the original gauge cluster as possible.
Gotcha. You've got your analog gauges working?
I've got all the analog gauges working, yeah. So I've got temperatures and I've got all that kind of stuff in there.
And what's driving that?
Zombie.
Oh, Zombie.
You can.
Nice. And is that in Zombie as standard now?
No, it's on my fork.
On your fork.
So there will be a merge request sometime when I've ironed out all of the little niggling bugs.
Because Damien, there's quite a few. I mean, I know you started off with getting the BMW gauges all running. You generally prefer the analog gauges, don't you?
I do, yeah. I mean, one of the reasons that I went at the Zombie project was that I saw a lot of people were kind of tearing out instrument clusters and gauges and things like that, and kind of putting in things that that were perfectly fine and perfectly functional and much better than the original. So no, like I just kind of said, yeah. I mean, I always preferred to have everything working as reasonably normal on the display, so you could toss the keys to someone and just drive it. So yeah, but I do have one of those Jamie twiddly things.
Jamie's twiddly thing. Is that what you said it as, Jamie?
Yeah, I do have a Jamie twiddly thing. And I am going to put that in the Volvo just to see how that works out. But I do kind of enjoy getting all the original instruments to work and things like that.
Yeah, I'm the same, and I don't like it. I don't have the kind of CAD skills to build like a mount that's really kind of seamless.
No,
I don't do that.
No,
so
no,
it would look terrible if I tried to do that. So I couldn't live with myself if there was just like a screen dangling down.
That's exactly how mine is.
I've seen some so-called professional jobs done, and it's literally a couple of plasterboard screws into the dash, holding some, speed hut gauge cluster or something like that. That's fine if I'm building a hot rod or something like that. But I think I've always been of the opinion, let the car maker do as much for you as they can.
What about yours, Rob? What have you got going on there?
Well, at the moment, I'm sort of halfway house. I've been driving for, it's pretty much coming up for a year now with no actual real fuel gauge, other than the fact that I got Jamie's old VW code that runs on the VW batteries. So I got a web gauge, is a word. It's basically shunt based. So I managed to get 10.1 kilowatt hours out of my 9.9 kilowatt pack, and still be above minimum voltage. 10.1 was when I lost my bottle at 3 volts. The minimum voltage being 3 volts on the lowest cell.
Fair play.
So 4.1 to 3.1, 3 volts was 10.1 kilowatt hours on a used pack. So I was pretty chuffed with that. So what I'm doing is basically I'm going to drive I got 3 gauges on my car. At the moment, the temperature gauge and the fuel tank gauge don't work because they're obviously not connected to anything. So the plan is to connect those to Zombie or something else to basically drive those gauges, basically reading straight from the BMS. And then in the middle, I have an oil pump gauge, which at the moment is actually the only gauge that gives a reading because Mazda on the Mark IIs basically faked it. So it goes as soon as you turn the ignition on, the oil pressure goes straight to fine. So where that one is, what I do is take out the actual gauge. I got one of my early prototypes here, where I've 3D printed a plastic thing to slot it in behind it, and I'm going to basically have a gauge there. It's just got information and a button where I can cycle through and see different things. But it's basically Jamie's current usage gauge that he had on the Beetle where it swept through the angle. But I got wiring a button in so I can cycle through and change the different information I want. That's the long-term goal on that one. But it's at the moment I've just been driving with the just checking what the state of charge is based on the web app basically. So, but
very convenient.
So, but it works. It works most of the time. I mean, like it's got more range than I use in one day easy anyway, even with the one pack. So, and eventually when I put the Jag pack in as well, it'll have more range than I'll probably ever need. Sort of be about 90 odd miles. So,
Nice.
So yeah, that's the well, both of them will be the SDA modules. It seems to be quite seems to be very well what's the right word for it? They seem to underrate the spec. Is it underrate or overrate the spec? They give more capacity than when they actually give out. So they're quite good in that respect. So I'm reasonably confident that I'm going to get quite a large capacity out of them. And they don't.
What cars are on Zombie now then in terms of plug and play? It's because I don't know whether my new/old Z3 will work because I haven't quite worked out. It's one that there's BMW in that era seemed to go through about 93 different versions of CAN bus and dash and everything else. But I've got to replace the dash anyway because it's in kilometers per hour.
There is one thing you can do if you get an instrument cluster from. Of course, there was a cutoff point, but the E30, the last of the E36s, from around about 2000, they're actually a CAN-driven cluster because they were beginning to use the E46 CAN at the time. So there was a bit of an overlap between them. But the Zombie will drive, I think there's about a half a dozen cars now that you can select from the menu. And then if you select the classic option, then it lets you do things like pulse-driven tacho and stuff like that.
Nice.
Yeah,
my 99 Z3 is all CAN driven. That all works.
Yeah.
Although I'm just using Andy's code just to turn all the error lights off and.
Yeah, you could probably select E46 and plug it straight in.
Nice.
There's a weird quirk.
The 97 one, not so much.
There's a weird quirk with my tacho on there with Zombie. It's fine most of the time, and occasionally about 4,000 revs, it suddenly have a glitch where it goes and then the pacemaker stops for a second and comes back again.
There is, there is. I have that on the truck as well because the truck has it's in the classic mode. It's driven by the It's driven by just the pulses from the Zombie. And the guy that was doing I have to go through the equivalent of the MOT test. Nearly had a heart attack when he started the truck because the tack needle just goes bang up to full and then comes back to 750. And he somehow thought that it was a runaway diesel.
Does it sound like a runaway diesel?
Not well, I suppose, unless the power steering pump sounds like a runaway diesel, but I don't think it does. But anyway,
That was the other thing Jamie commented on mine this morning. Jamie and I met up for breakfast at McDonald's breakfast this morning, and I did a bit of a sort of cars and coffee exit.
I'd have paid to see that.
Not
Well,
quite
you went
the Mustang
you went straight into a
stage.
pole, did you?
It was very controlled, I must say, but I did leave a little bit of a smell of
So
tyres.
on with the gauges. In the Ferrari, that's what there's so many gauges in the Ferrari. I want to convince him to zombify the Ferrari. But currently he's got something I've knocked together that controls the speedo, and it currently reports possibly twice what you're actually doing on the speed.
You're supposed to do it the other way around, Jamie, for the pay per mile. it's half the speed.
But given how rickety the car feels, it's you probably don't want to go much faster anyway. It's very weird.
Terrifying.
Like the seat belts don't come from above; they spool at the side of you. So then, once you've plugged in, the seat belt's just loose in front of you. It's not even form over function, because I don't think it looks that good with the seatbelt coming out there.
But it doesn't come up here through the middle, does it?
No.
Then you really would want your dongle in a cage.
That'd be a dongle problem.
But yeah,
right.
that's got like the speedo, the rev counter, an oil temperature, a water temperature. There's about 7 gauges in there to try and control.
Oh, I'd have great fun with that. That'd be great.
Yeah. Also,
what about these screens that you guys have? You know, these kind of aftermarket Android screens that you place up.
These ones, yeah.
Is there a world where you have an app, like a zombie app kind of thing?
Well, the simplest thing is, I think it's on the latest version of the web interface. If you go to 194.168.4.1 / what is it?
It's gauges or something, isn't it?
No, it's not the gauges, not the individual gauges, but there is like there's a kind of a web screen that it's got all the information
don't know if that's in.
on it. I'll look that up. Have you seen that?
I wrote that one,
Jamie. Oh, well, there was me trying to take credit for that.
Yeah, that was my first iteration.
But no, definitely.
But we can't. We've looked at all sorts of ways to get that onto these, and it's really, really hard. Like right down to, I think Jamie's last idea was like, do we send it through the video channel pretending to be a reversing camera? Because we can't get an Android Auto app onto the phones.
It's sort of, you have to.
How does anybody else?
You can, but you have to stick to the.
You put it on the App Store,
and there's very strict UI templates, so you don't have full control of the UI. You can only use predefined cards. So it's
and they're very strict about what information can be in them as well. But they won't approve an app that doesn't follow the design language.
You can't even do it. The SDK doesn't allow you to do anything that's not on these defined templates. So
that's the wrong thing to say to me.
Oh dear, Damien's got a new project. Yeah, the only way we worked out was basically to spoof your reversing camera feed and just feed in VGA from an ESP or something.
And I can't really be bothered.
As a way
can't be bothered doing that.
That is really a big square peg and small round hole, isn't it?
Yeah, much better, I think, to cut chunks out of your existing display and stick a screen in. Not that I have done that to that one yet. I am actually thinking about counter to Damien's thing. I quite fancy designing my own gauge cluster, which I realised that
I was tempted at one point just to put a Raspberry Pi in, take out the because I got like a blanking plate that doesn't do anything. So put in a get one of those, get a Raspberry Pi and car PC it, but it's a lot of effort to.
Yeah,
it's a lot of effort, and it always looks crap, most of the car PCs anyway. So and it's sort of like the effort to make it look nice is just like.
That's right. Claude will sort it out.
Oh God!
Right.
I've seen some of Jamie's Claude.
Moving swiftly on. Some cool projects. We keep mentioning. I think in the last 2 episodes we've mentioned the Capri that's on the forum, and I finally got around to having a proper look at it, and it is awesome. I think it's a 1974 Capri with a GS450H in it. I can't remember who's made it, but it's been tucked away for winter. But I should go on the Open Inverter forum and have a look at this. I'll put a link in the show notes. There's a little video in there, and it is a very good-looking thing indeed.
Yeah, it's a thing of beauty, isn't it?
Really, really nice. Yeah. I just think that sort of 70s muscle with a good stonking electric powertrain is a great thing indeed. Live axle, aren't they? So it might try and kill you, but.
So it probably weighs nothing as well, unless you put a stupid amount of batteries in it.
I don't know. It might weigh something because they probably fixed all the tin worm. But it looks amazing. The other one, there's a fairly new project which looks great. Is this? I don't know if you've seen this VW Country Buggy. So if you're familiar with the like Kubelwagen, like VW type stuff, basically Volkswagen. Beetle type chassis, but an open top, almost sort of military vehicle looking thing. Now looks like they're going to put Nissan Leaf stack in it. I'll put a link in the I'll put a link in the description, but I think that is a very cool project. One of those ones where I really hope where do they live? I really hope they live in the US, because if they live in the UK, they're going to be able to use it about twice a year. Yeah, I'm just having a look where the maker lives.
It's a right-hand drive, so
you could spot.
I think it might be Australia.
Yeah, it doesn't say in their profile where they are.
It says New South Wales on the license plate. So
very
it's
good.
That is Australia.
That's proper detective work. Very good.
There you go.
Yeah, okay, they will be able to use it, but yeah, I think that's a super cool. I'd say I've never seen one of those before, so they might get some abuse for converting it.
I think that's been converted once or twice into various different things in its lifetime.
You're not a fan?
No, it just looks like it's been repaired by non-professionals.
Yeah. Okay. You mean like my house?
Yeah, exactly.
Have you seen the 10-ton truck on there that somebody's doing?
Yeah, I like that.
That's cool, yeah. That's very cool.
Remind me what the drivetrain they're putting in is?
An LDU, I think their current plan is.
Wow.
If that that just overheat, wouldn't it? Unless you change the ratio to like 1,000 to 1.
Just use drive portal axles through an LDU.
I should put a 450H in it.
Big
I reckon
reduction.
that'd do it all right.
Yeah, I reckon so.
Drag truck.
That'll just take your little wheelies on this tender truck.
And interesting videos. Greg, who we shall have to have on as a guest at some time, has been playing with his shifter. Again, not a euphemism. The shifter he had in there did look genuinely awful. I don't know if you've seen this video, but this is in his elect truck. He had an aftermarket shifter in there, which
Plunkomatic, I think is the word.
Yeah, 2 sheets of tin plate and a broom handle, basically.
I can't believe he paid money for it.
But yeah, it looks like he's going for more of an OEM solution. I didn't realise that in the original installation, the GS450 has a lever rather than a cable drive.
Yeah.
Does it actually?
It looks very agricultural from underneath.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
What does it actually do on the GS450? Is it just feed a sensor and that's it, or?
Well, there's a cam in the gearbox, but the only thing that it does is it provides the detents, so for the gear lever, and engages and disengages the parking pole.
The parking.
So
So-
park, like when you put it all the way to park, that does actually engage a parking pole inside the gearbox. And then
So my
when
car
you-
doesn't have park because I don't. I use a knob
yeah,
instead of a lever.
yeah, you can just leave it, but like just for like in the E39, I just put an E39 automatic shifter in there, so you can pick up then from the sensor on the gearbox to for forward, neutral,
That's
reverse.
exactly how it works.
Oh, so that's a good reason for having the actual lever in the car, because for me a lot of it is just an aesthetic thing or a kind of an ergonomic thing. It's like you want to have the chunk, Whereas for me, I don't care about that. I'd much prefer to have something that's really low profile that I can save the space in the car.
If I had your solution, my car wouldn't be where I left it.
Oh yeah, BMW handbrakes.
Yes, they don't work at all. The E39's got the stupid one where they got the drum brake inside the disc, haven't they?
Yeah, they're all that way. All my cars are that way. And it's a nightmare. I end up spending a whole day prepping it the day before the test. Go into the test, works great, passes, you get massive braking effect. A week later, doesn't work at all. That's it. Then next year, all new components again, get it all set up, passes the test. A week later, nothing.
I mean, I guess it's smaller cars, but my Zed's handbrakes work all right.
But are they full size drums?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because it's the annoying little flippy adjuster bit. You're
But
sticking
is
a
it a
screwdriver through the
full-size
hole.
drum, or do you have a disc on the back as well?
Can't remember. Should know this, having rebuilt the back axle.
Well, yeah.
But clearly, I don't have to adjust it as often as you do because I'd remember.
But the only reason I know I'm driving with the handbrake on is the ping, 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 because the 450H just doesn't care.
Oh yeah, it is with overpower that, no problem. Yeah.
Or the black smoke coming out the back.
No, there's no smoke because there's no friction.
There's just no brake pressure.
Yeah.
No, you get the friction the one time it works, and then no friction for more.
On the E39 shifter, do you have the sort of the manual bits as well, like flip it to one side and do like plus and minus?
You can, yeah. It's got that, yeah.
Have you done anything with that?
I've done nothing with it. I did wire it, thinking I was going to do something maybe like to alter regen or something like that. But to be honest, the one pedal driving now with that means you don't need to do anything there. I mean, if you kind of wanted to, you could get into doing maybe a sport mode where it keeps it in low longer and brings in MG1 earlier. Like there's a whole myriad of things you could do, but for me it's a kind of a daily driver, so I just drive it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking is because on the E30 on the Z3 shifter, you've got a manual mode.
Yeah.
But you've also got an economy and sport switch.
Yeah, it's got a little 3-way switch on it. Yeah.
So
you could do all kinds of things with that.
I mean, I won't do in the first instance. I'll keep it really simple to get it up and running. But down the line, I might have a play with that. I'll certainly wire it up so that I've got the option to use it down the line.
Why would you want to turn the power down?
I was talking to...
Because I don't want to buy new tyres every 2 days.
I'll build on that one because I was talking to Ben before I got mine going, and he's got he's basically just left his in second permanently, then just used the switch. But he's saying, once you got regen sorted, you just won't go back to want to use the clutch. He is quite right. It's like you literally leave it in second, but the problem in mine is second runs out of steam a bit too early, so I got to keep the gear stick. But the upside is if you do drive in first, it is literally ludicrous mode.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
up to 40 in first.
Well, and that's what I do, which is, I mean, it's great fun. That's my annoying boy racers off the lights mode. It's
I would
although
probably
it turns out I am a boy racer.
mine's very whiny in first. I don't know whether it's the fact
Yes.
it's that £35 gearbox or whether it's the do you remember when I got you to pick up must be 3-4 years ago?
Yeah.
It's that gearbox. So
Right,
the front
right.
of mine is the £35 gearbox. So I don't know whether that whine is the fact that the gearbox is knackered and done a couple 100,000
But
miles.
mine whines like anything in first as well.
Or the fact that you're putting 12,000 RPM
No.
into
It stops at 9.
possible.
It stops at 9,000. But strangely, the tacho will only read about 7.5.
It's
So
funny,
there's some sort of non-linearity in it.
wasn't that what they said in Days of Thunder, wasn't it? When the little needle goes into the red and reads 9,000 RPM, that's bad.
It's not quite so bad in the Mazda ones because they basically use a very similar derivative in the RX-7s. So, which the rotary engines and the Mazdas obviously always got thrashed a lot anyway. The gearboxes don't tend to blow up until they're really thrashed. But I still have the original gearbox as well.
Just in case.
And so just in case. Plus, I have that's that right next to the 300H, which is the long-term goal, which will be very dangerous in that car, I think, because it'll.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I hadn't driven the E36 the length of the shed, and I blew up the diff. I was getting into the car. I was, oh yeah, I've got a little bit of clickbait here now, So I get into the car and say, "Watch this," and I floor it, and it goes bing and wee. Okay.
Yeah, I really need to buy a spare diff, don't I? Because that's going to happen very quickly.
Damien, you've driven the 300 or the 450. Like, how do you compare them in terms of kind of power, in terms of, I don't know.
I mean, I don't
delivery.
have D36. I don't have D36 on the road at the minute. It's driving around the property here because I need to replace the sills basically because they're rusted out. I have new sills to put on, but I just haven't had the time, and it's winter now, so I won't be doing them till the spring. But they're different, I would say. But the 300H feels to me like it just wants to go instantly. Whereas I think because the 450 has the gears in it, it just feels a little bit gentler. But at once the second motor comes in, then it just
It's brutal, isn't it, the 450?
Right.
Yeah, and I mean, I have the battery that I have in the E39 is from my wife's 2011 Leaf, that when we took it out had lost 3 bars. So I don't know what kind of capacity that it's got left, but it won't be a very stiff pack, so it's gonna sag when you put the power on. Whereas the pack that I have in the E36 is that Land Rover hybrid pack.
That'll handle that much better.
Yeah. So I don't think it's probably quite a fair comparison, but they're insane. Like those Toyota drivetrains, what they can do in their EV form versus what they're allowed to do in the Toyota vehicles is just a world apart.
On the 450H, there's a fella on Facebook who's replaced the clutch pack with some locking plates, so he's locked into locked into high gear, and he's turned off the oil pump.
What?
So he's took out the clutch pack and put replaced the plates in there with something that locks it in high gear.
So it's just removed the 2-speed drive out of it. So made a 300H out of a 450.
Yeah, so he's removed. He wants to remove the oil pump. I think it's his game.
We could have just gotten a 300 and solved that problem.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't use low gear anyway.
You see, smart boy wanted. Apply within.
I experimented with low gear on yours the other day.
Considering I paid £100 for my 300 drivetrain with the leads, it's sort of a no-brainer, really, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah. On which note, if anybody has a small diff for a BMW Z3, ideally in I think from a 2.8 an LSD, that would be very, very nice. And what's selling to me, it's a sensible price because they go for an absolute fortune if you can find them.
Well, I don't have an LSD, but I do now have 2 spares. They're from the 318 TDS, so they're like 2.6. I'm gonna say something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you buy the like the actual diff, the internal of the diff?
Yeah, you can buy a Black Time one for £600.
That's more than our battery packs.
I mean, the reason I got the second spare was I was thinking, do I want to weld it?
Oh, yes.
There's no weight on the back of the car. So I would be able to get that perfect, how to daily a welded diff electric E36 clickbait.
Oh man, that has to happen.
When that happens, I'm putting £50 on it's in a hedge at some point down the road.
Damien's new drift channel, brilliant.
He's only had one attempt at a drift car, though, haven't you?
I did, yeah. That didn't end well because of those horrible motors, but I didn't know that at the time, of course. But
what was that one?
I bought it was my first attempt to do a mid-engine car. If it was an E46, I got ridiculously cheap, and I stripped it, cut the floor out of it, and I put one of those transit van Enova motors and gearboxes into it, and the Enova motor was really revolutionary and way ahead of its time because it only converted about 15% of the energy that went into it into rotation. The rest was converted into heat. So it was great if I'd plumbed in the heater, I'd have been perfectly fine for a minute.
Yeah. Well, I think a future electric drift championship, we should give that a shout. Brilliant. Right, I think we've probably been yammering for long enough, unless anyone has any AOB. If not, we shall be back in a month, maybe with another guest. I don't know. Maybe Damien will come back. I don't know. We'll see.
By popular demand, of course.
Obviously. If you do have technical subjects or questions you want to address to the panel, especially if we've got real experts here, then do drop in the comments. Any videos you think we should have a look at and projects you think are cool, share your project by all means. And we'll be very nice about it, usually, unless you're running your high voltage cables through the cabin, like a previous video we looked at. And, thanks for watching. Catch you next one.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.